Test, test, test. All right, what is up, my friends? I think we got this rolling. I can see my screen. And there you go. What is up, my friends? Welcome to a special edition of the UFL Week in Review podcast. We are a live preview of week one of the UFL season. And let me just tell you that I have been working my butt off when it comes to this fantasy football stuff, and I just uploaded it and it bombed out. So basically, I have gotten a new job recently in the last couple months, and I just don't have the bandwidth to manage the website now that we have mobile apps, and now trying to do fantasy too, and then a job and stuff going on with my wife. So it's like trying to live life, and I don't know. So anyway, that's my drama. So I just uploaded it and I'm looking and it's like all these error messages and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with that. It's the fantasy is really hard to do. The technology that I done it with, it was very old. Not old, but kind of old school and stuff that I have done in the past, but I can do better, newer. So, and I was already planning on rewriting it next year, depending on how the season goes. But just to put, all this bandwidth into all this stuff and not really making money off of it was just kind of like, I was like, I'll give it one last shot today to see if I can get this drafting thing working. But I'm just laughing because my screen is showing that the site is down. So that's that. So I tried, my friends. I tried. So what's up, my friends? We've got a lot to get to before we kick off. And that's the other thing, too, is like with this whole UFL stuff, drama going on, like I just want to enjoy this. I just want to enjoy it. And I'm doing too much. I have mobile apps. I've got the News Hub site. We've got stuff going on with the league. And it was like, and I'm going to the games and I want to enjoy the games and I have to worry about stuff. So, yeah. So that was just decided like 10 minutes ago that I was like, yeah, I just can't do all this stuff. Because the thing, and I'm excited about the league and I'm excited about Fox tonight. And we'll get into not having issues going forward, but we'll talk about that in a second. But, just the differences between 2020 and 2023 and then the USFL and like this season doesn't feel like as hyped as the other ones were for some reason, but I'm still excited. I think it's one of those things that people are going to start to pay attention because it's going to be on Friday night on Fox, and hopefully we can build momentum and get a good season. And I'm hopeful, that this might be like the bottom and we can work our way up. So let's get into the drama before we can get into the games, because I will tell you, what I was hearing was that a lot of people were saying that basically mixed. They were going to play. They weren't going to play. Heard there was only a couple players that had an issue with the league and the strike. Then I heard it was most of the players. So we'll get into the latest here. But and if you checked out my podcast before, you kind of saw I was talking about this stuff. I also want to redo this room, which is pink. It's my daughter's room, and I moved into it, and I haven't even had time to paint. So how am I going to write all this code and try to paint and do stuff? I tend to do too many things at once, so I got to scale back and enjoy life. So anyways, if you caught the show on Wednesday, we were talking about, one random thought too. Like I'm so much at the TV screen all the time. Like that's why I wear glasses. Do you remember? In 2020 and even in 2023, I did not wear glasses, but now I have to wear glasses because I can't see this stuff. It's just very blurry. Anyways, so on Wednesday, we had everybody was talking about this potential strike. You had basically ESPN kind of came out with an article. Now remember, ESPN, Front Office Sports, all are publications that are owners of the UFL, and so you got to kind of read the tea leaves kind of thing. And so you had first, we'll get to this article in a second up on the screen, but you had first the UFL having players kind of talk about what's going on ESPN, which I thought that was interesting and good. That's fine. Then like 24 hours later, this article was just interesting to me. Fox and ESPN have a backup plan in case of a strike. So I think they had heard what I was hearing. And 24 hours from kickoff, Front Office Sports, which is owned by Redbird Capital, which owns part of the UFL, have noted that they have backup plans. They basically said that the sticking point between the league and the union is healthcare aspect. Players either want year-round health insurance or enough of a salary increase so that they can afford to pay for their own coverage. The UFL appears to be dug in on its stance against it, a source told FOS, which is why players are still considering striking ahead of Friday's opener. And so they said that The Masked Singer, which I used to watch with my kids, or Gordon Ramsay would be on Fox, and 30 for 30 on ESPN. They would kind of cover that. And they basically said that they had covered their backs just in case. And I thought this was just interesting. And I feel like this article would not have, if it wasn't for that FOS was partly owned by Redbird Capital, then we would have never heard this article. But I think this was a message, sending a message to the union that like, hey, we know what you're up to and we're just going to play TV shows, so don't worry about it. Russ Brandon said we continue to talk to the union, even though the union says that you don't talk to them at all. Our negotiating team has a lot of respect for them. They say that you have no respect. We take great pride in how we treat our players. I think that's okay. And we have certainly made some concessions. We don't know what those concessions is on their end. We don't have anything to agree yet. We're a startup. There's a reason these leagues never seen 2 or 3 consecutive years, and we're hoping to change that. That is a valid point from Russ Brandon. However, as I talked about a couple days ago, you all $64 billion between all of you guys. I think you're okay with money. So that's what came out yesterday, and I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then a couple hours ago, the UFL players will play in tonight's game in an open letter to The Rock. So within hours of kickoff, the UFPA issued the following statement, an open letter to The Rock. I was wondering when they were going to get his name in. The players did say they will participate in tonight's game. It says, Dear Dwayne The Rock Johnson, we, the United Football Players Association, which represents players across the UFL, write to you today to ask for your help settling our ongoing contract dispute with the UFL, a league that you proudly co-own. And by the way, The Rock was scheduled to come to the game. Conspiracy theory. However, I saw this online on just before we started here that Ace from United Football Media, Roughnecks Insider, says he was at the game, spoke to UFL co-owner Danny Garcia on the field just now, and she said Dwayne Johnson's flight from Hawaii took off this morning at 3 a.m. and had to turn around for an emergency landing in Hawaii for failed hydraulics. She said this unprompted, so this should put the rooms to bed of why he isn't attending the home opener. Maybe he will be at the game on Sunday, which I will be at, and we will be at Walters before the game. So I just wanted to kind of point that out for you all. It says, that was the first thing I thought, but okay. And then, so they issued another press release earlier this afternoon saying that Russ Brandon and Danny Garcia would be there, but they didn't have that The Rock would be available for media talking today. They said, for months, we've been bargaining in good faith with your lawyers. Okay. The players haven't been asking for the moon and the stars, just a year-round health care and a salary increase sufficient to ensure the players can afford it on their own. As a former player, you know how rough the sport of football can be and how vital health care is. Unfortunately, the folks who work for you have refused to bargain with us in good faith. To start, UFL CEO Russ Brandon and UFL EVP. Now, I thought he was Executive Vice President of Football Operations, and I've been seeing that it's just Executive Vice President, Daryl Johnson, have refused to meet and bargain with players in person. Instead, they have threatened and retaliated against union leaders. Now, remember the whole Quentin Dormady getting canned or getting let go, but then they said it was because of the union stuff, and then it wasn't. Remember, Daryl Johnston also, remember last year that they were going to have this whole thing where the players were going to get bonuses every week, and there was a press release about it and the whole thing, and then all of a sudden a couple weeks go by and they didn't do it, and it was like, bro, it's like $100. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a deal, and Moose Johnston refused to do that, and and then they did something at the end of the season, and it was like lame. It was like, come on, dude. I've met Russ Brandon. I met Daryl Johnston, both nice guys. Haven't heard negative things said about Russ Brandon, but for sure about Daryl Johnston. So, and this is a guy who's a former player, and I've said this in my show yesterday or on Wednesday, and I'll say it again. Dude works for Fox. So, and also the NFLPA specifically called out Fox Sports in their press release, and he works for Fox. So he's always going to take Fox's side no matter what, because that's where his bread is buttered, is with Fox. So why is he even involved? It should be Russ Brandon, because I feel like that. I mean, they both kind of work for the other, the owners. So I don't know. It's just something. That's what I've been hearing. So you just leave it at that. From what we've seen, it's clear the UFL is willing to invest in everyone but the players, the guys who are suiting up every week and putting their bodies on the line. We assume that all of this is news to you and that Russ and Daryl have not told you where the negotiations really stand now. We know that you, a former player and proud union member, would not be okay with how this has gone down. You've said your goal for the UFL is to create as many opportunities as possible and for all the players to win on the field and in life. This is true. That was when it was the XFL. Fox is a little bit cheaper. I put that in. We truly appreciate that you believe appreciate that and believe you mean it. That's why today we are asking you to stand up for the players and ensure that they can, in your words, live their dreams and take care of their families. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, we deeply appreciate all you have done for this league. Your success is an inspiration for many of the players, and we know how passionate you are about doing right by the players. Please help us resolve this dispute so that the players can shift all their attention in chasing their dreams and putting on a show for the great fans of the UFL. Sincerely, the United Football Players Association. And again, we note that Danny Garcia and UFL President and CEO Russ Brandon were available for media stuff today. So that's where things stand now. Hey, we got Steelers Nation, Australia. I'm keen to watch football. Cool. Just need to figure out how to and AUS. Well, I appreciate you. Make sure we got a live chat right now. So you can chat with me right here live. So here's the thing with that part. I had canceled cable and I was trying to figure out now. People were saying you can watch it on Fox Sports app if you've got like a Roku. I signed up for Fubo, because it has all the games on there, even though I have ESPN Plus. I mean, it was like $90, but yeah, I canceled my cable a while ago. So I'm going to try it out for 30 days, see how it is. And then you can also do, UFL. You can also do, YouTube TV, because you're just getting Fox. DJP_16 says if you have VPN, you can watch. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what in other countries what the deal is with that. It would have been nice. I mean, I remember the UFL, the XFL early on. They put out a thing and they were like, "Oh, this is these are all how you can watch it." So I know you're listening, UFL. I think it would be a good idea if you put out there our international friends, especially if you want to expand internationally. Like I haven't heard is the games on in Canada or what times it is in other places. It's just I don't know. It's just been kind of I think the marketing has definitely gotten better, but and it was better than last year. I just hope we're in this startup phase. The problem is that we got such a great taste in 2020 with the XFL 2.0. And even in the, XFL 3.0, and now it kind of went down. And I mean, we had 2 coaches leave before the season started. So, and the other thing too is they're saying that they'll play in tonight's game. Does that mean they're not going to? I would assume they're going to play if they're going to hold out this game. are they going to hold out the next game or like what's going on? And I've said all along, I really feel like the league should have, kind of put Danny Garcia as kind of the head person. And, but, we don't know how much. I mean, she's always at things and she's the co-owner, but like give her a role, let her do her thing there. So appreciate you all guys. Yeah. Leave us a message, live chat right now on the YouTubes. And we're on Facebook, YouTube. Let me check if I'm on Facebook real quick. It should be. I haven't done a live show in like forever. Let's see here. Yeah, I used to do them all the time, and that was the thing too. It was like I was all. Oh, here we go. UFL News Hub, and there I am. Hi, I'm on the Facebooks as well. Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time, and that was the thing. I used to do podcasts every week during like all and it was all the time doing it. And then just, kind of got a little burnt, I guess. And, just once a week now, I'm like, oh, I'll do twice a week. I'll do this. Like, no, I need to see things grow. Now, the good thing is for UFL News Hub is that we finally have a really good advertising company this year. We had no ads on it last year, but traffic is down across the board because it's a new site and Google is getting, I'd never use Google for search. I always use AI. ChatGPT, Claude. Traffic is not going to be what it was. Where like, the first game of the XFL season, we'd get like thousands and thousands of page views. I'm not expecting any of that stuff, though I do think it'll be good on Fox. But I will tell you this, and we'll go through the weekend slate here in a second. But I'm going to tell you that, don't expect, and I put this in one of the articles too that I wrote, that don't expect, attendance will be down, and don't expect ratings to like shatter records or anything like that, because somebody like me, I cut cords and now I'm watching it streaming, and that's just going to continue. I wish they would release the streaming numbers each week as well. Hopefully our main man, Mike Mitchell, who has returned to UFL News Hub along with Greg Parks, which we're super excited about. And if you want to write for us, shoot me a message. It's so funny. And I've said this, I don't know, I was talking to somebody the other day and I was like, years past, I got 50 people that wanted to write for us. And now it's like a handful. It's just, just the world is a changing, my friends. The world is a changing. All right, let's take a look at the slate, the games, and then we'll get into Mike Mitchell's predictions. I'll have fun with that. So tonight we got the St. Louis Battlehawks against the Houston Roughnecks. Everybody's picking. I'll go through I have my picks actually on here. Yeah, so we have the St. Louis Battlehawks, Houston Roughnecks. Then tomorrow we've got one game, Saturday at 4 p.m. The Brahmas take on the Arlington Renegades. Then Sunday, and those two are on Fox, which I think is a great way to start the season. And then on Sunday, Michigan Panthers, Memphis Showboats are on at noon, followed by the Birmingham Stallions taking on America's team, your team, the DC Defenders. I will be there at Walters beforehand, so come by, say hello. Oh, this looks a little weird. Come by, say hello. And then we're going to head in and maybe Dwayne The Rock Johnson will be there. But yeah, there's going to be a Washington Nationals game going on at the same time. Luckily, I paid for my parking in advance. But yeah, so the odds. So this tonight's game, St. Louis Battlehawks at Houston Roughnecks, which are about, we'll go till, I don't know, till I'm bored or stop talking. Maybe make sure you shoot me a message there on the chat. Yeah, so we start at 8 o'clock tonight on Fox. And the thing is, I have a feeling, people are going to be surprised if they're not watching basketball. And that's the problem. And we wrote about this earlier. Houston has a lot of stuff going on. They've got golf, which I've tinkered around with the golf news site. And so I'm into golf. And so they have that. The Houston University of Houston basketball team is playing Purdue tonight. at around the same time. There was a baseball game. There was weather. There was all sorts of headwinds going into this game. But they're here, and we're going to play. So hopefully the weather holds out. It would be a good thing. But the Battlehawks are favored by 6 points. 37.5 is the over-under. Oh, make sure you do your DFS too. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, let's go back to the slate here for a second while I pull this up. Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to show you guys, which is super fun. And let's see if I can log in to show you. Because I am a nerd. Maybe I can just do it this way. Let's see. If you are, let's see if this works. My screen. Oh, it does work. Okay, my friends. So check this out. You want to do something super fun? You can. Well, anyway, let's go through the games first, and then I'll get into this in a second. This is UFL. You can actually buy UFL cards, and it's super fun. And I do it all the time, and I trade people, and we'll get into that in a second. Again, something that the UFL does not put over much. So anyway, games on Fox. I got the Battlehawks 24, Roughneck 6. Let me know in the comments who you think. Houston getting 10,000 tonight. Pip. I will take that bet, and I will guarantee you it will be the under. I guarantee you it will be the under. We would be stunned. I'm thinking a tenth of that is what I've been hearing. But we should see what that is. So I got 24-6, the Battlehawks taking the win. Super excited to see who is going to be the quarterback. I'm playing quarterback with a whole new offense. New offense, but same great wide receivers. How did they do without Bruce Gradkowski? How did they do with AJ McCarron? Did they move guys in and out? Is it just going to be one guy the whole time? We'll have to see, but I think the Battlehawks will win. And the Roughnecks are who we thought they were. And that's going to be that. I would love an upset, and I've said this also from the beginning of the season. And this is what's so funny, because God is so interesting and how things God is just his deal. But it would be fascinating that, we come to this juncture where it's like, the players are going to walk out and there's uncertainty. And then the Battlehawks, if the Battlehawks have a terrible season and no one goes to the games, then like the league folds and things just like could fall apart. Maybe they last another year and then that's it. Battlehawks go on a run, win it all, play 8 home games. The league makes just enough money where they're happy. People are thinking, they made a little bit of extra normally than they probably wouldn't have because they had to St. Louis. Then there's more money. Then they start giving the players a little bit more money. And then hey, we're going to add 2 new teams and things are going to start to trend up. Now, they didn't announce where the UFL championship game was going to be played. I figured they would do that by now. And they haven't said anything about expansion except Moose was on that one USA Today thing. But I could foresee that that's what kind of how this plays out this year. It's going to go one way or the other. We're either like this. I mean, the bottom yesterday was a mulligan. Last season was a mulligan. This is kind of like the bottom, and now we start working our way up. So let's see how things will transpire. But the Battlehawks are kind of the key to how this story plays out. It would be an interesting story one way or the other. San Antonio Brahmas, Arlington Renegades. I like the Brahmas. Love their offense. AJ Smith is my guy. 37.5 Brahmas, 3 points. But Arlington Renegades. The King of Spring, Luis Perez, go get his book. We'll have him on the show at some point. 37.5 there. They put 37.5 basically for everything because they don't know. But I think Brahmas take it 19-12 over the Renegades. It would be good for the league. I mean, if you're the league, I would rather have a strong Brahmas team. They just came off of being in the championship. Wade Phillips is a character. It would be great for both of these teams to be good, but I think we would really need the Brahmas because they got a better stadium. They could fill that sucker up. Maybe better than the Renegades, though. Arlington is the hub, and it's going to be the home for the UFL for a while there. Make sure you leave a comment. I'll get to those in a second. Michigan Panthers at Memphis Showboats. That's at noon. Oh, yeah, so tomorrow's game on Fox will be at 4 p.m. I don't know what's up with this formatting. Bros, I've been working. I'm excited to just focus on the website piece and not this other stuff because it's driving me nuts, man. The fantasy stuff has taken way too much of my very limited free time. So I'm ready to kind of grind it out here. Michigan Panthers at Memphis Showboats, noon on Sunday. Make sure you go to the early church service. We are going to head down to D.C., so we'll be listening to that game on the radio on Sirius XM. Panthers 3.5 favorites. I really was like Ken Wisenhunt. Memphis Showboats are going to be the Brahmas of last year. That's not going to be the case now that he's gone, though. I like their defense. I think they'll be better, but 3.5 points. I'll take the Panthers and the points on that one. 37.5 of the over/under, and that game is on ESPN. I got Panthers 20, Showboats 3. Yeah, not super excited about the Showboats without Ken Wisenhunt. I was, and it could go either way. Then finally Sunday, Birmingham Stallions against your America's team, the DC Defenders. Let's be real. Why do you say I say the America's team? No one cares about the other team that is in Texas. Texas is not the capital of the United States of America. And DC is. So therefore, DC is America's team. And because I said so. So there you go. And we have the beer snake. What more Americana do you need than a freaking beer snake? It doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees out, that beer snake goes all the way to the top, and there'd be 10 college students sitting in that section, and that beer snake will go all the way to the top, because that is America, my friends. That's America. Beer bellies and alcohol and football. Now you get that all in D.C., my friends. Great bar, great location, a lot of fun there. Stallions, 7 points. I'm taking the D.C. Defenders in this one. I'll take that 7 points. 40.5 is the over-under. I got Defenders 28, Stallions 24. Though, I mean, the Stallions are really good. Everybody's pretty much back. Alex Magoo is back. You know what I'm saying? So this is a little bit more wishful thinking than statistical analysis. Let's put it that way. Let's check out our Denzel says Battlehawks winning tonight. I agree with you, my friend. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that as well. And let me know if you want me to do more live shows, because we can do these on Fridays. I think my wife is out next Friday too, doing something, so I could potentially do this again. Let's see. Khalid says, my friends and I picked a team to all support randomly, and I got DC Defenders, waiting for the Battlehawks game to play for my homeboy. That's a great way to do it. I'll get your friends together. I mean, I hope you have more friends than just 8. So, Khalid, maybe you need to get some more friends. Get 16 friends, and 2 of you can root together. So that is your mission. Put the phone down, get away from the video games, and get out there and make a couple friends and have them be in the team. But you picked the right team. You got the right team, America's team. I am concerned about losing Reggie Barlow. And basically all these the coaching staff for DC Defenders are out. They're leaving. So we're going to have a whole new coaching staff next season. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well. There's a lot of storylines going on here, and it's a lot of fun. At the end of the day, you got to remind yourself, like, this league is fun. And make sure if you go to a game, and you should go to a game. I heard people were like, "Oh, is there tickets on sale? Can I get tickets on sale?" It's like, dude, the tickets are so cheap. Are you kidding me? You should get season tickets. Oh, well, I can get tickets for cheaper. No, get yourself season tickets. Help the league out. I did. I upgrade. We're club level now. I can't wait. I'll miss my crew at the corner there, right near the beer snake section. Well, we're going to be across on the other side. We get food and beverages along with our ticket. We get our own little special entrance, which, I mean, it's like so uppity. But like my season is like the equivalent of like 2 Ravens tickets. You know what I mean? So go out there, support the teams, and get out there and be social. Get around people. Get around other humans. It's really great. I mean, we love, and that's the thing too. Go have a great time. Don't be an NFL fan. Be a UFL fan, and that's because we're here for the players, supporting the players. They don't make a lot of money. I remember a game I think it was like early on, and maybe it was 20, maybe when the 3.0, I forget when it was. But I got to my seats, and these two guys were like heckling players. And I was just like, dudes, I was like, this is not the NFL. Like, this is not, we don't do that here. And then like when there's visiting fans, I always say hello, welcome to the stadium. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we roll. And this is our league, and we're going to build the foundation from it, as long as they can pay the players. And, we can all, that's what's the beauty about being an UFL fan, is like you're part of building something that could be historic. Could you imagine 10 years from now, 100, 50 years from now? And I was like, man, maybe they'll have a Hall of Fame, and I can like be in there for like the media wing of Hall of Fame. You got Mike Mitchell, you've got, Greg Parks, then Mark Perry gets in there. Pat Ruffino gets in there. You know what I mean? Like we got some heavy hitters, in there. Maybe they'll have like a Hall of Fame like one year. What do you think about that? Maybe we may get in there. James Larson, get him in there. The ref, does he get in there? You know what I mean? Like all these guys, I would say Mark Nelson, but he's no longer doing this anymore. And so, yeah, could you get into Hall of Fame there? We'll see what happens. But those are the things, those are the games that we've got here. Let's see. Christopher says, Mark, exclamation point. Christopher, exclamation point. C-section is where it's at. I'm going with, yes. I forget where my tickets are. But, yeah, we're on the other side, club level. Love it. Let's see. Steelers Nation says, I'd say do this stream next week. I've got 30 people in it. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, we used to do, like, that's the problem. Like 2020, it was like huge numbers of everything. And I think the reason why the numbers are down is because of the locations. We had Los Angeles, we had Seattle, we've had, New York, Orlando. I mean, so I think it's really critical. This is a very critical time for the league. I think, bringing in Seattle next season, bringing in a team in Columbus, a brand new team. I think it's going to be called the Columbus Aviators. Just my hunch. I'm throwing it out there. But, bigger markets brings more fans in, which kind of builds our pot up. There's definitely more people in the 2020 interested in because we were in bigger markets. And, there was also bigger ticket sales. It was new. It was different. I don't know. We'll have to kind of see. I am so 50-50 on how this is going to play out. So, there you have it. Oh, and by the way, Steelers Nation, my wife is a Steelers fan, and we had talked about going to a Steelers game in Ireland because that is my family kind of deal there. All right, so the other thing, let's go through a couple other quick notes here. Make sure you do your DraftKings. I haven't done the DraftKings pick yet, so get out there and do the DraftKings. Front Office Sports had another article about exclusive ESPN making Aaron Dolan in-game betting analyst for UFL games, so that's good. ESPN is experimenting with a new on-air role for its upcoming UFL coverage, as Aaron Dolan will be a full-time in-game betting analysis around the spring football league. I think that's a cool idea. I like that a lot. Let's see here. This is the other thing I want to talk to you about. So you can trade and buy UFL cards. So what you go to, it's Upper Deck EPAC. And so what you can do is, so every day you get to go and open a new pack. So what I've been doing, if you're a wrestling fan, you can go, I can't do it today because I already did it, but there's free packs every day. There's hockey is a free pack. AEW is a free pack. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been collecting the AEW ones, because you can get them for free. But you can also, let's see here, product checklist, football. So you have the UFL 2024 cards. So you can see these are the cards that I got. You can buy them. So yeah, UFL 2024 cards, and then some of them, then you can convert them over to real cards later on. But you could see the check mark of these are the ones that I got. I think I paid a lot. I bought a lot, I think. But I've been collecting a lot of. Let's see, do I have my collection? So you want to view my collection? So I got a lot of. So here's my only items I own. Okay. So, here's like the AEW cards that I get. So every day you can go in and open a pack of AEW cards, and then you can trade them. Like people will message you and like trade you cards, which is like super fun. Because I always look forward to getting that. I got some kind of like Women's Day promo base set in there. So you can get 2023 Upper Deck AEW cards or 2024 AEW cards just to kind of like start your little collection. But you also have the Upper Deck UFL set. And so I bought them. And so I got like Darius Victor, Jake Bates, Davin Bellamy, EJ Perry. These are the guys that I got. Cody Latimer, Case Cookus. And these are the ones I got. So basically I was focusing on a lot of them is just, it's sad Francis Bernard is not back with the DC Defenders. But I've been trying to collect a lot of the, DC Defenders cards. And so there's different levels. So there's like Upper Deck exclusive parallel and white parallel and high gloss. So you can collect all these cards, but you just pick your favorite team. And if you're into hockey, there's free hockey ones. And if you're into esports, they're just super nerdy. And I did collect some. Like there's like not Dungeons and Dragons, but like one of those things. Like those nerdy games. I mean, I'm a nerd, but you can watch those or you can collect those cards too. So it's a lot of fun. And then you can trade people. So you can look and be like, I want, let's see here. Let's see if it works. I mean, it always works, but loading up. Like say, like I wanted a UFL card. Let's see. And I wanted, I have a lot of these cards. Oh, let's say I wanted a Luis Perez card. I don't have him. So these are all the people like this guy. He's got like 8 Luis Perez cards. You see that? So I can click on this card and then trade him. So I can offer him like 3 DC Defenders cards to try to get that Luis Perez card. And people can do the same thing with you. They can look you up or they can, see what's going on there. And you can like trade other people. Like, how does this guy have 82? All right, should we trade him? I'll give you, bro, you have 82 Luis Perez. All right, what should I trade him? Should I trade him AEW freebies? Should I be cheap like that? How about I'll give him Pack? Do I have any other ones? You think you'd do it for one of these chick ones? Well, let's give him Sarah Fillier, whoever she is. And you'll have to tune in. Let's give him Bryan Danielson. That's a good one. And that's all you get from me. Oh, I have 2 Jake Bates. That's a good one. I'm not doing that. Sal Canella? I'll give him a Sal Canella. I've given him too much. I'll give him a Sal Canella. All right. So we've got some chick hockey player, two free ABWs, but I gave him Sal Canella. So I'm going to submit this trade. Are you sure you want to submit this trade? Yes. So you'll have to find out. You're going to tune in, and that's how you do it. And you can cancel it. You can do it, whatever. But, I mean, dude's got 82 Luis Perez. Just give me one, bro. Give me one. Let's see here. So that's a lot of fun. Let's see here. Let's get back into our thing. Oh, one last thing I wanted to go over was the Battlehawks stuff. But Chris says, Mark, if you're at the DC fan event, I'll give you one of every defender. Memphis Showboats fan says Aviators would be nice. Yeah, I'm just telling you. I will not be there. So we have, my wife and I are doing a like church couples kind of thing. So if you haven't heard or don't know, like, so my wife a year ago at this time was diagnosed with multiple myeloma. She had a stem cell transplant during Christmas. She's doing better. She's in remission. Her hair is growing back. She's going to be at the game tomorrow. So we're super excited to be out there. Just stay away from her if you've got measles or if you're sick or whatever, because, you know, her immune system is still not the best. So when you get a stem cell transplant, it's like you've never been vaccinated before. Sometimes they consider it like your first birthday. So the day before Jesus was born, my wife was also reborn. So we celebrate her regular birthday, which she just turned 50. So we had a big party for her. And then we'll celebrate on the day, like basically Christmas Eve as her other birthday. We'll do that. But so we have that till 2, and then we have a party afterwards. So we're not going to make it because that's a hike for us. But I did see that event. I wish we could be there. But yeah, there's too much stuff going on, unfortunately. Hopefully they do it again next week and we can do it there. But just give me the cards anyway, dude. Why do you have to be cheap like that, Chris? Just give me your cards. All right. St. Louis Battlehawks. We have this kind of rundown. This stuff is so cool that the league gives us to our nerdy media members. So I got the Battlehawks version. So they next week they're at the Dome, facing the Brahmas, and then they are home for the third game at their Dome at America Center. Their first home game against America's team, DC Defenders, and I've made fun of FS1. Very meanly, which I was like, dude, just fire a couple people from, just shut down FS1. Who watches FS1? Does anybody in this chat or in the comments does anybody watch any shows on FS1? No disrespect, but I'm just saying. I mean, I have, I'll have ESPN on in the gym when I'm just working out, but I never like sit and watch it. I did like the TGL though. Do you guys watch the TGL? I'm just like a sucker for like new leagues or something. Did watch some of that. But yeah, FS1 games are going to that's the beauty of this thing. There's a double-edged sword. So it's fantastic that the UFL is on Fox, ABC, ESPN. That you can't get any better than that. And we saw that for the other leagues when they were on FS1s all the time, like no one watched it. And you're trying to build a fan base up, so it's important to be on these networks. On the flip side of it, you have the problem is now the UFL can't go to Netflix, so they can't go to Apple TV or Amazon and be like, hey, give us $100 million for our league or 50 million or something. So it's hard to get that equivalency, like, and especially if Fox and ESPN all own it. And that's the other thing too, is like, are you getting a franchise that's worth 200 million a season? You know what I mean? And not paying the players. It's just, it's different. We've never seen anything like it. And I've said this a lot, is that Oliver Luck said Oliver Luck would have never taken this job because there was too many cooks in the kitchen. And the only reason why he took it is because Vince McMahon was the one guy, and here's the money, and then one dude, and that was it. And that's what he wanted. And I brought this up. I was like, oh, could Vince McMahon buy it back? No, he cannot buy it back. I don't think he's allowed to be in any kind of media and stuff. All right, we're about 15 minutes away, so we'll wrap this up real quick. Series notes, the Battlehawks will take on the Houston Roughnecks at the newly renovated TD-ECU Stadium for the first time since 2023, so they are back at TD-ECU. I was hoping that would increase some fan tickets, fan interest there, but we'll see about that. This will be the fourth meeting of the interconference foes. Houston won 2020 matchup. PJ Walker, 28-24. Now he's at the CFL. The Battlehawks returned the favor, 24-15 in 2023, and last season won 22-8 at the Dome. Head coach C.J. Johnson, who is already on the hot seat, had led Houston to a 1-9 record. Is led the right word? Well, I don't know how else you would phrase it, but he's being nice. In 2024, Johnson previously coached the Houston Gamblers in the USFL, and they don't think they did very well there either. Roughnecks won the 2023 XFL South Division with a 7-3 record before losing to the XFL champion Arlington Renegades 26-11 in the XFL South Division Championship. And who was the coach of the Roughnecks in 2023? Let me know in the chat. I'll let you guys catch up. John says, never watched FS1. Denzel says, hey, Mark, if the UFL is expanding to Columbus, should it be? What name should it be? I like the Aviators. I'm just telling you. Your friend's just giving you a little wink. That's all. What do I know? So answer that question. Maybe we should do like giveaways and stuff in this thing too. All right, 2 minutes left because I want you guys to get your snacks, get your popcorn ready, get your non-alcoholic beverage and sit back and find it on television. It'll be on Fox if for you normal cable people. YouTube TV, Fubo. Sign up now. I signed up. That was like the first thing I did this morning. I was like, all right, how am I going to watch this game? All right, I'll tell you who it is. It was Wade Phillips. Come on, guys. Come on. All right, H-Town Connection. Let's see here. The St. Louis Battlehawks will open on the road for the 4th consecutive season when they take on the Roughnecks. All that stuff. The game will be broadcast on Fox. Battlehawks open the 2024 season at the Michigan Panthers, falling 16-18 before returning to the Dome at America Center, where they beat the Arlington Renegades 27-24. Arlington was good last year. They just lost a lot of close games in front of a crowd of 40,317 fans. I think they pushed off. They wanted to get it a runway before they went into the Dome so they could get some big numbers, breaking the previous spring football attendance record set by St. Louis in 2023. The Battlehawks will host 6 home games throughout the 10-week schedule. We talked about that. Some really H-Town connections. Battlehawks, Akeem Butler. He's the guy. You want him on your DFS. Make sure you do your DFS. I'm going to do that next. That's why I got to wrap this show up. Blake Jackson was out there. So there you go. That's kind of, I'll just leave it at that. Battlehawks total attendance for the Battlehawks 5 regular season home games of 2024. Good for the UFL average high attendance of 34,365, 171,825. So that's some big change. Now, if you could add 3 more games to that, that is a lot of money. All right. There's watch parties out there for all these leagues. You want to stay with social media. We'll be better at kind of pushing those out too. All right, we get ready. We want to get you in there to enjoy the games. Thanks for everybody for checking in. Brandon says we'll be watching on the sweet digital antenna. Oh, nice. There you go. That's good. And, all right, make sure you like and subscribe. Email podcast@uflnewshub.com. We'll have a regularly scheduled Wednesday show. We tried to do like the recap shows on Mondays, but the interest wasn't kind of there. And, stay tuned for more fun from UFL News Hub. Oh, make sure you download our app. We have an iPhone and Android app. So excited to see some numbers from that. Enjoy the games, my friends. We are back. And there is no late breaking news that they're not going to play. So that is good. And that's it for me, folks. As always, God bless. And I will see you all later.